Yo, YouTubers and Archies of Darkness, also known as Sir Killington of Color Struck, also known as the Juice, the Yams, and the Sauce. My name is Johnny Cross. I have to talk about this today. For the last 2 weeks in wrestling, in independent wrestling specifically in the area that I'm in, tri-state, however you want to call it, DC, Maryland, Virginia, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area has been, and West Virginia. Let's not forget West Virginia. Wrestling has been emotionally draining, exhausting, emotionally exhausting. Why? Because about 4 people have been outed as being sex offenders. Stick with me. Please. Just hear me out. How is this my business? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I've never admitted this to anybody either. When I was younger, I was sexually assaulted. Several people, actually. Um, as I got older, that abuse stopped because I was away from those people. But then that same abuse happened again to a close family member, and it landed my sister and I into foster care, where I received extensive therapy, forced therapy, for all types of abuses. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I feel like this is a learning moment for everybody. So of those 4 people who were ousted, I know of 3 of those people. One of them I followed on his like wrestling page, and he's like a flippy wrestler. So, white guy, I followed him. I used to watch his videos. I used to see him on Book This Wrestler group on Facebook. The other 2, I personally know these guys. I've known them for like at least 2 to 3 years, right? And we all work in one of the same promotions. Damn, what's that? Nah, I don't gotta move my car because it's snowing for some reason. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, so this said promotion gave me my platform for my wrestling group that consists of Johnny Cross, Ray Rumble, and Trisha Dore. We are called Bruh. This is one of our first T-shirts. I know Underground is spelled wrong. Um, um, the promoter of that promotion gave us the platform to be Bruh, and not to toot my own horn, but we're pretty good. We're pretty over in Delaware, and because of that, it landed us a spot. It let us get good enough to go down to Fest Wrestling in Florida and kill it there. So I'm very fond of this place. So those 2 guys that I'm connected with who are sex offenders. So let me just flat out tell you, like, I didn't believe any of this when it was going down. I didn't believe a word of it, right? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I was really thinking. So yesterday I was just making pies for this Friendsgiving thing that we're doing on Sunday with my wife. I was making pies yesterday. My phone was blowing up. I saw my phone was blowing up. The Facebook chat, the Facebook chat. We are in a group thing in there, and it was just a whole bunch of messages. And I was like, I'm not reading all this. I put my phone down, right? At some point between making pies and watching Taken, I fucking go on Facebook and I'm arguing with somebody about fucking Becky Lynch getting punched in the face by Nia Jax, which was glorious. I love them both. And there's this group called Cult of Kayfabe, right? In that group, Cult of Kayfabe, somebody posted up a picture of one of these guys who's a sex offender. I didn't believe it. I clicked on the picture, and it was clearly that it was like the picture was all pixely, so you couldn't read anything. So I'm looking on my phone like, what the hell? Man, this is fake. That mugshot looks like it's stretched out. That's not my man's. That's not my man's. I even wrote on the picture, this is fake, right? So I actually went to my man's and I was like, yo, you can sue them for that. Because I'm pretty sure by now he got a wind of it because he would always post things in the Cult of Kayfabe. I'm like, yo, you can sue them for that, right? Never responded. So I went to one of the guys who run the Cult of Kayfabe. I was like, yo, you need to take this down because this is fake. This is not real. And I was instructed to do some research. So in that picture that was on the Cult of Kayfabe, it had butthurt trash baggers. The part of the reason why I thought this was fake, because butthurt trash baggers is like this thing that makes fun of wrestlers, right? They make fun of shitty wrestling at that. Really make fun of shitty wrestlers. Nobody knows who runs this page. So that's why I take everything from with a grain of salt from them. Because it feels like I'm mad I can't be a wrestler, so I'm making fun of people who can't wrestle. That's how it feels. That's what it feels like. It just feels salty. Like real fucking sour. Like sucker lemon sour, right? So I go on Butthurt Trash Baggers, and I look, and they posted, and the post is still there. And there's a link. And I click the link, and it's real. So it turns out my man's is a sex offender, right? More research. There's a court document explaining what exactly happened with this guy. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, God damn, man. Shit. When you think you know somebody, right? I'm all of this is all, I feel like this is all a learning experience for everybody. And I'm going to come back to that whole, his situation, right? So I find that out, and between going back to trying to find the post, because I can't find the post on Cult of Kayfabe no more, going back and forth, and I'm just like, I'm fucked up. Obviously, because, again, as being a person who had to deal with sex offenders basically his entire life, and who is who loves a sex offender, right? Because there's a sex offender in my family whom I love, and I will always love this person. Went to prison for it and everything. I'm fucking still trying to process this. And then somehow I find out that the promoter also has a sketchy background for the same thing. Sexual assault or something along those lines, right? He's a sex offender. So there's two people that I'm very close with in the wrestling business who are sex offenders. With my history. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. I don't know either one of these stories. Earlier, Georgia Paquette, he was the manager for Bruh, went online and had to shoot like fiery ass, like some talking about, because apparently it was like viral on Facebook, right? It was so viral, got back to him. He decided to cut a shoot video saying, look, y'all some keyboard warriors, y'all some bitches. All y'all had to do was go talk to the man, right? And to his credit, a lot of the things he was saying was right. A lot of us should have gone to him and said something, right? Also, some people apparently knew. Again, I've known this man for 2 years. I did not know this. I've heard ramblings of things, but I never took him serious. It was like, yeah, that person is a scumbag. I'm like, why? And it was like, and when somebody give you a look like they don't really tell you, but you just like, right? Like, what is he, a drug addict? Like, what's going on? Like, somebody tell me some shit. Like, I live in D.C. I don't live in the spot that I wrestle. Like, I don't live over there, so I don't know. I'm not in the circle, in the smaller circle. You know, so I don't know everything. You know, I'm not nosy. I'm on my own goddamn business. Anyway, I don't know this guy's story. I don't know what he did. And George, to an extent, was right. But at the same time, let me tell you guys a story. So, the person I mentioned earlier that I love that's a sex offender, this person, I watched break down. They weren't even being arrested. When the social services showed up, I watched this person break down immediately because they knew. Immediately. Now, this person has been to prison many times. And as a child, when I watched this person go to prison, they didn't break down like this. I seen this person break down like this, like, maybe 2 times in my life. And once was when a person broke up with this person, right? The second time was I saw this person break down, try to keep it together, but break down. Not because they were upset that they got caught, but because I'm a fucking piece of shit. And I know it. Like, you could just feel when, because I was there when it happened. You could just feel that I don't know how to articulate it. Right? And this person admitted to what they did. This person went to prison, did their time, got out of prison, and went and did therapy with their family. This is not to say, this is not on Stockholm Syndrome because I've been abused. This is me doing therapy myself, being forced therapy, and understanding what's going on. Because this person, most sex offenders don't admit that they did it. They do not. They don't admit it. But this person did. They admitted what they did. They went to therapy. And even to this day, even though it's a detriment to their life, even though they deserve it to be a detriment to their life because they did something fucking heinous, whenever they get into a new relationship or they meet somebody new, they let them know, I did this. I did this when I was at this time. It was fucking disgusting. And that's really all they can do. Because you can't force somebody to accept you after finding that knowledge out. You can't force anybody to do it. You can't hate them for doing that. But I feel like that shows character. Because a lot of people, again, would hide it. They would pretend like it didn't happen. And they wouldn't be upfront about it. There's a lot of people, that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people just pretend like, oh, I didn't do these things. Right? And that bitch is lying. Or this person is lying. It takes, again, even though this person is heinous, it takes character to admit what you did. And to be upfront about it. It takes character. Again, go back to my mans. When I hit him up or whatever, when I read his transcript, the court transcript of what happened, the victim's account of what happened, homeboy admitted what he did. He admitted to what he did. That takes character. And for all I know, the guy was trying to move on with his life, trying to move forward. But again, sometimes you can't hide these things. Because karma is like a goddamn boomerang. What you put out to the world is going to come back. Even if it was 20 years ago. So, homeboy and the promoter, apparently sometime last year the promoter got ousted. And I didn't know. That's how much I didn't know. In the dark, I was like, last year apparently he got ousted for being a sex offender. I didn't know. Nobody fucking told me. I was hearing that he was a scumbag or something along them lines. This is very stressing because I put in so much work at that promotion. Not only did I put in work, it was supposed to be a family. The whole reason I did this video because I really feel like, again, this is a learning experience for everybody. For everybody. I don't know what the promoter did. I know what the other guy did because I read his transcript thing. I don't know what the promoter did. I saw his mugshot. I saw whatever else that was attached to it. But I don't know exactly what he did. I know that he felt genuine for the 2 to 3 years that I've known him. And before I got kicked out of I had to, so they were holding a show this week and I had to cancel. One, because this whole thing triggers me. Yes, that's right. It's okay to be triggered. It triggers me because I was abused as a child. Not only that, I'm a champion at another promotion. So in order for me to not get heat at that other promotion, I would have had this drop either way. So I was going to have to drop regardless because I'm their representative at another promotion. I'm a champ up in Pennsylvania. So I had no choice but to leave regardless. But I would like to say that if I had known, again, because I'm related to a sex offender, I would feel different. I would feel less disgusted, less in the dark. I would feel less emotionally drained. Because if I had known, there's a difference. It's like, hey, I did this. And you know what's crazy? When I was in the Facebook Messenger box earlier, when I was in that Messenger box, the promoter that I'm talking about said, don't worry about what's going on. Let me know if you're coming or not. Before I got kicked out of that group, that's the thing that he said. I really wish when he had said that, he sent out a mass thing to everybody who was involved, who had not told him whether they're coming or not, and let them know what was going on with him and the other person who's on the show. Because it shows character to be up front. Anyway, thank you for all the people who actually stuck by me during this thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be over 10 to 15 minutes. Pretty sure. Thank you. Bon voyage.